Good morning, Corey.
Good morning.
How are we?
I'm well.
Still waking up.
Yeah.
But we are, what are we, 8 weeks out? And I want to introduce everyone to glute and hamstring training. That's it. Yeah. But we are, what are we, 8 weeks out? And I want to introduce everyone to glute and hamstring training. So I'm just going to get stuck straight into it. But I'm going to start with deadlifts today and paying homage to United Health Education Group, Julie Locke and Danny Antonellis, and then obviously the late, great Andrew Locke. We're going to use their protocol to warm up and activate and basically prepare for deadlifts, which will be exercise 1 today. So that'll kickstart the posterior chain, really hit the hamstrings and the glutes, and from there we'll then do about 4 or 5 more exercises hitting the hamstrings today, really emphasizing bringing up the hamstrings as we are now 8 weeks out from Tampa and 9 weeks out from Texas. So I'm dragging my elbow nice and low, just trying to get pure shoulder extension, minimize bicep work. A little bit of an angry teapot here, so I've got shoulder extension, adduction, and lateral flexion of the spine. So 3 movements happening all at once. With a pause here, I'm going to stick my elbow on my hip joint. Really contracting the lat, keeping my shoulder depressed. Beautiful. Little trick to avoid using too much arm or too much forearm, too much bicep. Just release the grip a little bit by releasing the thumb and the forefinger. Just trying to pull through these 3 fingers. You'll get a little bit better recruitment of the lat and a little less bicep brachioradialis involvement. Okay, switched on through the back now. Glutes are on, my posterior chain feels ready to go. Time to deadlift. So a few cues for the deadlift. There are quite a number of important cues, but I'm going to keep it relatively simple. Mid-foot under the bar. So that is the bar about 1 inch away from your shin. Your feet stance should be comfortable for you, but generally speaking, hip width. Obviously, in this position, you want the hands to or the arms to hang dead. So when you grasp the bar, the hands are on the outside of the knees. So the knees push against the inside of the elbows. Break from the hips. Have your shoulder directly above the bar, which means we've got a bit of bias towards the hips. I can feel a good stretch in my hamstring. Then I want to really pull my shoulders down towards my pelvis, and that means scapular depression. So in this, or on this plane, I'm going to externally rotate my humerus and pull my shoulders down towards my backside. Now I'm nice and taut through the body. Fill my lungs with air, and then push the floor away using my legs. The other important factor is keeping my crown nice and tall. So stretch that towards the ceiling, keeping my back neutral with my spine, or my neck neutral with my spine, sorry. Put it down the same way you picked it up. grip strength. May need to strap in. Let's do 6. Yeah. Don't drop the hips too much. There's perfect. One more. Big breath. You got it.
Yeah. How are you feeling, Christian?
Nervous. All right. That'll do. Let's do some RDLs. And some dumbbell RDLs.
He's like, that's enough. One and done.
No, I don't typically program, say, deadlifts and RDLs in the same session. Normally I interchange them, swap them out. Periodize. Maybe 6 weeks of deadlifting, 6 weeks of RDLs. But for today, I think it reasonable to include a dumbbell RDL. So a top to bottom hip hinge to complement the deadlift I just did. So not my typical programming today, but I want to incorporate a dumbbell movement, and the RDL I think is a perfect candidate. So we'll do that, and that's just complementary to what I've already done. We'll just hit it from the top going down. So top to bottom movement, hip hinge. Can't go past an RDL. We'll do 2 working sets and move on. Talking about the central nervous system. Having done the deadlift, doing really big loads by comparison to what we would do on the dumbbell RDL. Now the central nervous system is well primed to be able to cope with what would just be your working sets on a dumbbell RDL. So we're able to go straight in, no warm-ups necessary, straight into our working loads, which is significantly less than what I do on a deadlift. So the central nervous system's ready to go. All my muscles are recruited. So RDLs, hip hinge, a lot of the same principles as the deadlift. So we want to depress our shoulder blades. We want to extend our shoulders as we lower the weight because we want to keep the load close to our center of mass, right above our base of support so that we don't hurt our lower back. So a little tip, for every inch you go that way with the load, exponential stress on the lower back, and that's how people hurt themselves. So technique, essential. So make sure you keep that load very close to your center or your base of support, directly over the midfoot, and you'll be good to go. It's just a basic hip hinge. Soft knees, stiff leg, hip hinge.
Hooray.
as hard putting them in as it is to do the set. Whew. Just provides a bit of resistance, a little bit more resistance, and particularly on the negative too. This is a machine hyperextension, kind of like a glute ham raise hyperextension hybrid, depending on where you put your feet. Do you want to have a go? Frances hasn't done this one before, but she knows the glute ham raise well. So try this one first. And squeeze here. Like that? Yeah. Dead straight, arms. Yep.
That's a bit fancy.
Pull through your heels. Imagine curling your heels to your bum. No, not your arms. Bend the knee. There you go. Lock it in place. Feel that? Nice little, it's kind of, look, it's an isolation movement of sorts. What I like to do on this is, even though my feet are fixed, I want to imagine curling my heels to my backside, and that's what drags my torso up. So I get really good muscle, or mind muscle connection, really good recruitment of my hamstrings as I do that, and then I give it a good squeeze at peak contraction, which is approximately spine neutral or in line with my femur. So you can almost draw a straight line from the shoulder through to the knee joint. Whoa, it's a fucking killer. That beep beep beep. I don't know if it's all the pre-exhausting of all the big compounds, but this is where I'm getting KO'd right here. That's awesome, love it. It's such a hot isolation of the hamstring there. I felt like my hamstrings were going to tear apart, but in a good way. What do they call that? Double entendre or something? No, oxymoron.
You're an oxymoron. Now I want to see the exact same reaction as you, young lady.
Okay.
Oh. It's harder. Love that. Nice. Arms dead straight. Wow.
It actually felt a lot better with a bit more resistance.
Yeah.
I was able to keep that position.
Oh shit, they're still humming. 90-second rest, roughly, between working sets here with isolation, so ooh, it doesn't leave a lot of time for rest. Recovery. Oh. Beep.
Got a bulge in there.
Doesn't take long. They can put, we've got what?
What's that?
2 more hammy exercises and a glute, and that's it, we're done.
This is food time.
Yeah, this is halfway through the session too. And they're KO'd. So the lying leg curl, everybody knows the lying leg curl. It's a staple in everyone's training program, but I like to incorporate the lying leg curl because it puts the hamstring in a very lengthened position. Obviously it's an isolation. Some of the little nuances I've picked up over the years are to point your toes so that you get really good isolation behind the knee up into the hamstring, and it kind of mitigates using your calf or gastrocnemius too much. Imagine curling your heels to your backside. You want to drive your hips into the bench. This bench here that is slightly elevated or peaked in the middle allows, or it helps cancel out any hip flexion, forcing you to maintain an extended hip, which is good. Obviously, we can do a unilateral version of this to identify weaknesses left to right, but I'll save that for the next exercise in the kneeling unilateral leg curl for that. But here we go. It's basically curl your heels to your backside, squeeze, 2-second eccentric. Try not to pause at the bottom. Keep that set moving from rep 1 to rep 10 or rep 12, whatever it is. For us, it's about a 12 rep set now. Super isolating. We are cooked, or at least I am. So I know I'm at the end of the session. So it's just a matter of adjusting here and or here to get this ergonomically set up for the individual. So obviously you've got people who are 7 foot and some who are 5, and you've got all the settings in between. So Francis, you're gonna go. Try and point your toes. Sit. Good. Nice and controlled on the way down. She's driving her hips into the bench, which is good. Nice and slow on the way down. Come up for a squeeze here and slow. Complete the set. Stay put, keep your hips down. Keep your knees off the end. Because we want to push these isolations into failure. I don't really want to have any reps left in reserve. We're almost there, we're almost at the end. Yep. Up. Yeah. Okay, that's me KO'd. It gets to the point where you lose connection with the muscle. You can't feel if you're going up or down. Everything goes numb. It's a good sign that you are at the end. Very good sign. 3. Just a little bit slower. Yep. 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 8. Yep. 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 One more. All the way up, all the way up, all the way up, and that's how you spot. Just keep it moving. Woo. All right. Last but not least, the hammies. Just 2 sets. Kneeling leg curl. This is about addressing imbalance. I really wouldn't bother programming something like this in if there wasn't a discrepancy from left to right, either in development, so aesthetics, or function, strength, endurance, left to right. We've got a weaker side. Which side is it? So the left is weaker for Francis. We might just squeeze an extra 1 or 2 reps out, possibly even an extra set just on the one side, just to try to bring up her weakness by adding a little bit of extra volume. And over time, that can make a difference. Keep that hip down. Drive here. Slow. Yeah, good. Yeah, squeeze. How many left? How many left? through 6, you've got 4 to go. 3 to go. 2 to go. 1 to go. Curl it as hard as you can. Here we go. Good stuff. Follow. Move it. Yeah. All right, leaves glutes, hip extension, hip thrust. Key points, tuck your chin into your chest, roll your chest forward as you lower your hips, and that'll keep your spine neutral. Push your knees out, drive through your heels, make sure you have a vertical shin. Squeeze at the top, extending your hips through the ceiling, not too far because you don't want to extend your back. Just keep that back nice and neutral. Not too much can go wrong with this beautiful machine.
Oh, that's it.
So this ties up our glute and hamstring session. 6 exercises today with 2 genuine working sets per exercise. 12 sets spanning glutes and hammies. So it's a genuine 2 to 4 sets for the glutes, and yeah, probably 10 dedicated to hamstrings. 8 to 10. It's pretty good. Very much spent. Yeah, how long's the session taken? An hour and a half, an hour and 20? Pretty good. That's about right. Okay, let's go.